Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about something that I think of as exploiting your productivity window. Now, I'm not necessarily talking here about, let's just say, things in your life that you have to do, right? You have to go to work at the pre-prescribed hours and do what you do just by the nature of the engagement or the business that you're in. I'm more specifically talking about these maybe side ventures or passions or creativity things, or I guess you could say, let's just say when you're working on your passion, whatever that is. And it could be, okay, if your work right now is your passion, you're very fortunate, and that's fantastic. But for a lot of us, your passions are oftentimes are things on the side that you're trying to work towards, or things in your life that you're trying to build, right? That's what I'm talking about here. So I'm just sharing an observation that I've made about my life. I have identified that there is a general window of time where I am at my best, at my most productive, at my most creative. I'm doing my best thinking and doing my best productivity or production or whatever you want to say. And for me, it's very early in the morning for whatever reason. I find if I set an alarm clock and I'm up by 5 o'clock or so, right? I can sit down and I can do an honest, good couple hours of work and get some really, really good things done that I can look back and be proud of and confident that I've done them to the best of my abilities. And then it's strange. I mean, I'll get to the point in my morning, late morning, and certainly the latter parts of my day where I realize and register that I'm not as creative, I'm not as productive, I'm not as good at what I'm trying to do. And I've also identified and realized that if I'm trying to produce during those points in time, it's just not the same quality, right? So all that I'm trying to get you to do is to think long and hard about what your window is in your day. And it could be any time, whatever works for you. Maybe it's in the middle of the night. Maybe it's late at night. Maybe it's right in the dead center of the day. Whatever it is, just number one, identify what that window is. But number two, more importantly, exploit that window, right? This is where you want to focus most of your creative efforts, I would say, in working on your passion, whatever it is, for all these reasons that I've outlined. But I know sometimes it's hard, like for me, the thought of setting an alarm and getting up early the next day is not always an easy one, or a one that's I like to embrace, because that requires that, yes, you go to bed the night prior at a decent time. You're just having to make a concerted effort to be up for this window, in my case. But that's just life, and that's all of us, right? You have to push yourself a little bit at times to do these sorts of things if you are going to make gains, whatever they are, whatever your goals are, whatever your passions are, whatever you're working on. You're going to have to do these things. But as I said, the whole message here is just, like I said, learning to recognize what your window is and exploiting that at all costs, no matter how much of a hardship maybe that might be, I guess you could say, or how challenging that might be at times. It will pay off and it will yield you benefit down the line, obviously, if you are putting out the highest possible quality product that you can. So another way that I could think to communicate this concept, and the way that I think about it, is use your brain and your mind during your productivity window to the max extent, and use your body outside of those windows to do other things in your life. So there's two different differentiations, I guess you could say there, between, like I said, if you're working on your passion, you really need all your mind and your brain's capacity to pour your heart and soul and your creative nature into those things. And outside of that window is the time when, yes, you can still be productive, but it's in a different regard, let's say. That, and I'm just speaking from my personal experience. I know that outside of this productivity, creativity window, let's say, I can be productive by doing things like going to the gym. I can mow the lawn. I can do some sort of physical, more bodily engaging tasks in these periods of my day versus those other very, very, very valuable focal couple hours early in the day, like I said, for me, that, like I said, I can use to work on my passion. So it's just learn to dice up your day in this fashion. I think you'll be just a lot more universally productive just all the way around, you know, and you're using your different types of strengths that you have in a strategic manner during the right periods of your day, whatever they are for you. Just figure out what those time windows are. All right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you real soon.